Hello hookers, and welcome back to Inspired by a Smile. My name is Christy, and today I'm going to show you how to make a cute little pair of baby octopus earrings with embroidery thread and a 2mm crochet hook. So if you have what you need, let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to make one earring, and then you'll have to make the other one, so you can always watch the video again to make your second one. So you're going to do a chain of 4. Join it at the end. And then do 1 chain. And then, not counting that, you're going to do 7 half double crochet into the circle. So while you're doing that, I'd like to thank everybody for subscribing so far. I appreciate it. There's going to be a lot more earrings and keychains and all that on my channel. It's very fun and it seems to be new and popular, so I want to get more of those out there too. I have my mushroom ones ready to go next. I can't wait. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure that you do so that you can turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Also, I would like to thank my patrons. I appreciate you as well. If you would like to sign up to Patreon, it's $3 a month, and it's just to tip the artist, so it helps me do what I do to make videos and buy supplies for them. And you will get a free keychain for signing up, and it is only $3 a month. The link is on my channel. So I am crocheting over the little piece of yarn also at the so that I can oh my goodness so that I can pull it tight. Wow, can't talk right now, guys. That was a moment. Awesome. So just pull that tight. And then I'm going, once you're done your 7 half double crochet, you're going to go in the first stitch and you're going to do 2 half double crochet in the same stitch. And then I'm going to put my stitch marker here. If you need to move it per row, then do so. I'm going to just put it at the beginning here. Again, I'm putting 2 half double crochet in the same stitch first. Got the stitch marker. I actually made my other earring purple, but I didn't have quite enough of that left to finish it for the second one, so I'm doing the second one totally different color, which is cool too, which is also an option. So if you want to make sure, if you want to make 2 different color earrings, go for it. It's octopuses are a good one to mix match the colors. Alright, so now that the stitch marker is in, the next stitch is going to be 1 half double crochet in that one. So then you're going to do 2 in the same stitch again for the next stitch. So all the way around you want to do 2 in the same stitch and then 1 in the next stitch. And repeat that until you get to the beginning of the row. Alright, so that was the end of that row. So for this row and the next two, so 3 in total, you want to do 1 half double crochet in each stitch. So you want to do that for this row and the next two after that. And again, if you need to move the stitch marker, do so. So I won't do too much talking because it is repetitive rows. So just do 1 half double crochet in each stitch, and that'll be for the next 3 rows, including this one. And I'll meet you back before we do the next part. Alright guys, so just finishing off that row, the third row. So you're going to skip a stitch and do a slip stitch. And now you're going to want to sew the face on before you continue. So I just used black embroidery thread for that. Make sure there's a knot at the end big enough. And it's just pretty self-explanatory here. You go inside the bottom of your piece with the needle, and you want to go through the front and just carefully go above that. And it is small, so you want to be careful with your needle. Just take your time and slowly go in again. You want to do that twice per eye. Alright, so I'm just going to go over, now that I've got the one eye done, just go over a little bit, make sure it's even, and do the same thing. Just actually going to pull it out a little bit. Pulled it a little bit too tight. Alright, now we can sew a little mouth on. So just again carefully take your time and get a little smile on the octopus there. It doesn't have to be overly big either. So just back in through the inside of the piece. And just go over a bit with the needle. You can put whatever face, what kind of, however you want to make the smiley face. I do them different on each octopus that I do. There we go. So I actually have it over just a little bit too far, so I don't like it over that much, so I'm just going to fix it. There we go. Sorry about that. So I'm actually going to just go onto the other side. I want to do the same thing and repeat. So I'm going to give it a little smile with the mouth like this. Sometimes I just do a little side smirk. So it's up to you. You can do it like this or just leave it as a side smirk. Or sometimes it goes over far enough that it looks okay and you can just actually leave it for a bit bigger mouth. So just go on the inside carefully and sew to fasten it off on the inside of the stitch. And then you can snip that. Set the needle aside. Just gonna untangle that a little before I continue. Alright, so now I grabbed a little piece of the green and I grabbed it from the other end of the embroidery thread, so I didn't have to untie or anything or cut my yarn from the piece. Alright, so now you're going to grab your earring, your fish hook, whatever kind of well, yeah, you want to use these. I guess I don't think you'd want to use a backing for these. But anyway, I grabbed a piece of the embroidery thread long enough so I can put it through through the earring. So just going to go through the inside carefully. And you just want to come out beside this middle circle. And you do want the earring to be facing the right way, so this is why you want to do it this way as well. So now I'm going to grab the thread and the earring. Now, this is important. Make sure if you did put it on wrong, you got to fix it. So put this on and make sure it is facing backwards, the opposite way of the face, because then when you're done, your earring will face forward. Now you want to put the thread back on the needle and thread it back through to the inside. So just carefully put it through to the inside, opposite side of where you went in. And then you're gonna tie it on the inside so you can pull it tight enough. This is it so far. Awesome job. So you just want to grab the piece, the two end pieces here from that, and you want to tie them on the inside. You could even, if you want, you can try folding it inside out a bit more, but you can also, as long as you tie it the first knot tight enough, it'll be fine. And I tied it at least 2 or 3 times. It's small enough that you can feel when it hits the inside. Just like that. And then you can even wiggle it a bit so it loosens. So if you do happen to get that stuck, I just got my other yarn stuck in there. You just be careful, fix it. There we go. So like I said, tie it at least 2 or 3 times so it's secure onto the fish hook. Awesome. So I'm just going to snip that a bit. Alright, now I'm going to put a touch of stuffing in before continuing. Just have to carefully push it in with the crochet hook. If you want to use something else, you can, but my handle's working pretty good. And you don't have to put overly too much, but you want the octopus to keep its shape. And after that, almost done. Usually with my bigger octopuses that I do for stuffies, I don't need to stuff them first, but this one's smaller, so it's easier and better to stuff it first. All right. So I'm just going to do a slip stitch here and then turn. And in the first stitch, I'm just going to actually do a slip stitch again. I'm going to go all the way through. Just be careful not to grab the stuffing as well. You take your time. So I'm just going to slip stitch that first one. And now I'm going to just go in the top of the stitch here so that the tentacles go outward. And you're going to do a double crochet. I'll just explain how to do the first one and then to go into the second one, and then you can keep going till you're there, till you have 8. You're going to watch what I'm doing. So do 2 double crochet in a row in the same stitch. And then the third stitch in the same stitch, you want to do a triple crochet. You're going to have 5 stitches in total in that one stitch. So 2 double crochet, triple crochet, and then 2 more double crochet, all in the same one and in the top of the stitch. Now go in the same stitch and you want to go and do a slip stitch. Make sure it's nice and tight. And then you're going to go in the next top of the stitch and you want to do the exact same thing. You want to do 2 double crochet, a triple crochet, 2 more double crochet, all in the same stitch, and then a slip stitch in it before you go to the next one. And you want to make 8 in total. So I will let you keep at that until you're done, those 8 tentacles. All right, we're just finishing up that last tentacle there. Awesome job. So now you want to go into the stitch again and do that last slip stitch. Now do a slip stitch, and you have to turn your piece upside down, just like that. Now you want to close this up at the bottom before sewing it. So you want to do 2 rows of slip stitches here. Make sure they're close enough together so it's not, you don't see any stuffing inside either. So just take your time and do 2 rows of slip stitches. And I appreciate everybody watching my video. If you did like my video, please feel free to like it or leave a comment. It helps keep the video in the YouTube algorithm. I really appreciate it. Alright, so as you can see, it's going to just be slip stitches all the way around, and you want to do that for 2 rows. You can watch and see what I'm doing if you need to. So I won't do too much talking here, and I'll meet you when we're ready to sew up, guys. Alright, so I just did a slip stitch to finish and just leave a long enough tail to sew that off. And you can take out your stitch marker. So I'm just going to tie that and then get the needle on and sew that up. So just go in and out with the needle, just like this, and it'll start to close up as you'll see as I'm going here. My needle is a bit big, so I am careful with it, but it works and still goes through. Alright, so now that it's all sewn closely together, I'm just going to fasten off by going through a couple times here as well. Make sure it's nice and close together. You don't want to see the stuffing through the bottom. Awesome. So you can snip that now. And again, that's one of them. So either make one or two, whatever your preference, I guess. But there's my first one and my second one. Awesome. Well done and so cute. I can't wait to make more earring tutorials as well. They're so much fun. Awesome job, guys. Yay!